Hello friends, I am Jitendra Tatia, business advisor to family businesses, medium enterprises and startups. In this video, I am going to share with you 5 business diagnostic checks which you should use to test the health of your business. These are like health checkups that we do for ourselves. These checks would not only indicate the presence of some problems in the business today, but also act as an early warning signals for future problems. For last many days, we all are only hearing about the issues that businesses are going to face post lifting of lockdown. We may have data recovery issue, we may have lower sales issue, we may have issues regarding fixed expenses like salaries, rent, etc. We may also be running the risk of our product itself becoming redundant, and so on. If any of these are just passing phases, then it's okay. But if these issues have shaken the fundamental of your business and have put the continuity of the business itself at risk, then it's high time to ask ourselves some hard questions. Did my business have some inherent problems and issues which were existing even before COVID but were unidentified? Is the COVID issue just a reason to bring those to the surface? Or maybe you had already identified these issues in past but procrastinated their resolution. COVID has given us a golden opportunity to introspect. I strongly believe that most of the hurdles that you are facing today in the business are just symptoms of the larger, undiagnosed, unresolved problems in your business. Isn't it? Just think about it. So let's jump to knowing the 5 diagnostic checks that will help you to proactively inspect your business and take some early measures. 1. Top line, bottom line check. If the last 3 years' sales or net profit of your business is either the same or is reducing, then you need to be concerned. Because not moving forward is actually 2 steps back in today's competitive world. Don't fall prey to the cliche excuse about market not being supportive or competition creeping in. Realize that these conditions are universal. There is some problem somewhere in your business. Look for it. Second, leverage check. If the borrowings on your balance sheet are more than 30% of your own capital investment, or they are more than 3 times of your net profit before tax, then you are probably creating a perfect platform for future troubles. Let me explain. If you have 100 rupees invested in your business from your own funds and have more than 30 rupees of borrowings, then you are possibly inviting trouble of creating an unsustainable debt. Or let's say, if you're making 10 rupees as net profit before tax and have more than 30 rupees as borrowings, you could still be inviting some trouble. Over leverage have been one of the major reasons for failure of lot of businesses and individuals in past. This is a slow poison which kills your business over a period of time. I'm sure you would have seen number of examples around you where people have ignored this signal and ended up winding up their business. Take example of ADAG Group, which we all know. They have borne a huge brunt of being over leveraged. On the contrary, realizing the importance of this indicator, Reliance Group, the RIL Group, has taken a corrective step in form of their RIL Facebook deal, which you would have read in newspapers now. One of its main objective was to reduce the borrowings from RIL's balance sheet. You know what? Post this deal, its borrowings will come down to approximately 1 times their net profit before tax. Third, earning check. If the return on your equity is less than 10%, you need to be concerned. As your risk reward ratio is unfavorable, let me give you an example. If you have invested 100 rupees in your business and the annual profit after tax that you're making out of business is less than rupees 10, then you are taking a higher risk by deploying your own capital. Your earnings will not give you enough room to grow your business, and no growth means no business today. Fourth, business nature check. If your business is only acting as an intermediary with no value addition to the product or its whole value chain, or you are not an intermediary but have no control over increasing selling price of your product or service, then your business can face trouble. New business models, startups can quickly take on you. To check if you are a value adding intermediary or a non value adding intermediary, ask one simple question to yourself. Do I have a flexibility of charging extra or more than my competitors to my direct customers? If the answer is no, then you are not a value adding intermediary and your business is susceptible to becoming disrupted by new startups and new age businesses. If you look closely, as an intermediary, what was your role? Your role was primarily to provide credit facility to the ecosystem. The whole concept of startups in last few years has been to either eliminate the intermediary or aggregate their business. And guess what? Manufacturers of your product or services will never ever object to it because it reduces the cost of the end product for the customer by removing the intermediary cost. Classic example of such disruptions are travel agents, flight and hotel booking agents, mutual fund agents who have got disrupted due to the direct schemes introduced by mutual fund AMCs, or stockbroking firms, which are now getting disrupted due to near zero brokerages. Fifth, environment check. Friends, all the 4 checks that we discussed now are concerned with your business itself. They were all internal, within your company, within your business. However, this check that we are talking about now is an external but extremely important check. This check is about the technology and cultural shift in the industry that you are operating in. Now, what is this cultural and technology shift? These are essentially the changes in the way people purchase, consume, and dispose your product. These are the changes that are affecting their preferences, choice, and buying patterns. The impact of this can sometimes take many years, or sometimes they can happen very suddenly. Corporate history is flooded with examples that reiterate this issue. To give you some instances, the pager industry collapsed in few months of mobile phones becoming available. Digital photography changed the face of camera and photo film industry forever. Healthcare sector is now moving towards a preventive treatment and telemedicine. And the recent COVID times are making the whole education industry to move from a classroom-based training model to an online training. These are technology shifts. Similarly, there are also cultural shifts that are happening around us that can impact your business, like emergence of community living, which could change the way real estate business operates. Garment retailers, they were confident that Indian consumer would never buy clothes before physically inspecting it. But there is huge cultural shift today. People are going for online shopping. You will have to give a deeper thought and understand the mega trends happening in your industry. Companies or businesses who don't understand or ignore this have to eventually die. So friends, these are 5 diagnostic checkpoints to assess the health of your business. Please understand that these are only and only indicators. Indicator that a problem exists. Where is the problem? That will need more elaborate investigation. For example, you may be seeing a fall in your sales and profit, but this is just an indicator. The reason could be wrong packaging of your product. Say the return on your equity may be less than 10%. Again, this is just an indicator. The reason for this could be lower turnover due to faulty marketing strategy. I agree that we will not be able to solve all the problems today. Destiny cannot be changed in one day. But what we can surely do is change the direction of our destiny. And what is the important step in doing so? It is the acceptance of the fact that a problem exists. If we don't accept the problem exists, we will never be able to solve it. So today itself, I would want you to pick up paper and pen and test check the health of your business based on these 5 checks that we discussed. Note what are the mega trends happening in your industry. It is very much possible that your business is surviving even with these checks showing negative results. But you have to decide whether you want to play a game of survival or you want to play a game of growth. In my next video, I will share some tools that will help you do exactly this. Shift from survival mode to growth mode. Thanks for watching.